My name is Sam, and I'm a firefighter and a paramedic from the United States. The reason I came here was because I felt that there was great suffering here in Ukraine. People are being hurt, and my job is to help people when they're in need, and so I felt compelled to come here and offer whatever assistance I could, whether that be helping refugees at the border or here in Lviv get the supplies they need. In my past experience as a paramedic and a firefighter, as well as having served in the United States military, I know there's also other things I could do here, and I'm exploring those options. Today I was helping teach some combat life-saving, which is something that I've taught before, and I believe is an absolutely essential skill for people to have. When I first came into Ukraine, I went to Ravaruska, and I met several Ukrainian veterans whose lives were saved by these types of skills. And I myself was wounded in Iraq, and I received this kind of care. And so for me, it is very personal and meaningful to try and make sure that people have the skills they can to minimize suffering.
Let me ask you about what do you teach the volunteers here, and
Yep. So fortunately, there's kind of international knowledge that has been built in the blood of conflicts. So what we were teaching here today is referred to as March Protocol. Right now it's all the way up to March Pause Protocol, and each part of that acronym identifies a specific preventable cause of combat-related death. Today we were talking about the M, which is massive hemorrhage, and so the skills we're teaching today are those associated with preventing exsanguination from combat-related injuries. So the use of tourniquets, pressure dressings, wound packing. These are skills that really don't require any higher degree of education. You show somebody how to do it, and then they can do it effectively and fundamentally improve somebody's chances of surviving a significant combat-related injury.
Would you like to stay here in Lviv, or to move forward to other spots and to volunteer in those places where you can serve some medical assistance?
Yes, my goal in coming to Ukraine was to move farther east and move towards where these type of tools are being used on people who are injured. That's where I really feel my strength is. I do love teaching, but I feel like I could be doing more. So that has been my goal, and I've been working through meeting so many wonderful people here in Lviv who are connecting me with people who can help get me there. And so that would be my next step, is moving forward. Yes, absolutely.
Did you hear, did you heard, or did you see any differences between the NATO standards of the medical supply and Ukrainian standards, which you have heard or seen during your presence here?
So I would hesitate for me to speak for NATO standards. I know that the United States military typically does adhere to NATO standards, but I can speak for United States standards to the best of my ability. I feel like, unfortunately, the people here haven't gotten the type of supplies and equipment they should be getting. This is not okay. The world is trying to meet the needs of Ukraine. But you know, I'm going to go tomorrow and check out some tourniquets that have been donated, and there is some concern that these tourniquets may be not accurate, not good tourniquets, and so they've asked me to come evaluate them and make sure that they're proper. This is something that shouldn't be happening. You know, the soldiers on the front lines need to know that what they're being given is going to work, and so I really wish this wasn't something we had to do. But in terms of training, you know, when I showed up here today, and you know, you immediately said March protocol is what we're doing. It was like we were speaking the same language, and that gave me a lot of reassurance that Ukraine is doing the right things in terms of doctrine and following the standards of what we know to be the best practices. So in that regard, I am very pleased with what I'm seeing here, absolutely.
What do you think about the war end, and what do you think about the fight spirit of Ukraine?
So I will be measured in my response here. I would say the fact that I am here away from my family, away from all those obligations is a testament to how wrong I think what has happened to Ukraine is, and how firmly I believe that this war needs to end and Ukraine's sovereignty needs to be absolute, and you know, the international community should be ensuring that it is, you know, not trod upon. I am incredibly impressed with what I've seen from the people here in Lviv and the people across Ukraine in the defense of this country. It is something that I firmly believe will be taught in military colleges, you know, for the coming future, because it is incredibly impressive what's been done here, and the stymieing of the Russian military is it's heartening to see that people defending their home can do so so well under these circumstances.
Thank you.
Absolutely.